excited to be with you today and share our new Quick Start training with you, which will kind of walk you through exactly what you need to be doing to get your business off to a successful start. And obviously, if you're a guest here this morning, step number one would be for you to get signed up. And so go ahead and lock the doors, Adrian. We'll keep going. Here's how you sign up. You go to the website of the person that shared this information with you, and you'll see their name up in the top right-hand corner. So be sure that you're on the right website. And when you're on the right website, just click on Join Stream. Very easy. And you'll be able to follow from there. It's just self-explanatory. All right? You'll then want to set up your website. And your website handle is going to be whatever you want, .mystream.com. Most people use their name, but it can be literally whatever you want. And as long as it's available, you'll be able to use that for your website. And then you'll want to enroll for Stream services. So you'll notice that our website has mobile services on the left, energy services on the right. It defaults to mobile. And so you'll want to go ahead and get signed up for the mobile services no matter where you are in the country. And then if you're in the 6 states where we do energy, you can enroll for energy as well just by clicking on the energy tab and click request service again and go through that process. All right? Now let me just talk a little bit about this as associates and give you my perspective. I think every one of us should be on all of Stream services.
Yes?
Yes? Yes. It just makes sense. If you're going to be in business for yourself and sharing this information with others, it's just common sense to be a product of the product.
Right.
Yes?
Right.
So get on Stream's services. All right? We'll talk about those here in a minute. Now, getting qualified. This is the first thing that you want to do. We encourage you to do this in your first 24 hours. Really no reason not to. So your Stream marketing system actually counts as 2 of your 5 customer points that you're going to need to get qualified. And then you can use a mixture of mobile or energy or even 1 home life services point can count towards your 5. And once you have that, it can be if you live in a state that does not have energy, you can have 3 mobile services there to count towards your 5, or 2 mobile services and 1 home life service platinum counts as a point. So either way, you can get those 5 customer points, and once you do that, you become a qualified director. Now, here's our point system, just so you can understand how it breaks down. You've got, on the left-hand side, our 1-point items, and on the right-hand side are half-point services. So you can see electricity is 1 point, Georgia Gas is a point, HLS Platinum, which is Home Life Services, Protective Services, is a point. The 10 gigabyte for a family plan counts as a point. And then individual mobile plans with 3 gigs of data or more counts as a full point. All right? And then our half services over here on the right, you can look at those. There's a few differences there as far as the lower plans. The 2 gigabytes or less of data is a half a point. The per line subscription on the group family plan, if they do it individually, in other words, a family doesn't do the shared data, they do it all individually, then their devices count as a half point. 5 gigs of data is a half point. Northeast Gas, HLS Silver or Gold plans is a half point, and then our REX count as a half point as well. So that will help you understand the breakdown of the point system with Stream. Now, here's the example I was talking about with a family, and this is, you know, you got the teenagers over on the left, and they're using obviously the most data. How many of you have teenagers? Right? They burn through that data. But you can see in this example, this is a family doing individual plans. All right? So the teenagers both have 3 gigs of data each. That counts as a point. Mom has 3 gigs. That's a point. And Dad, in this scenario, uses a little less and has 2 gigs, which is a half a point. So in this example, they're 3.5 points for their services. All right? Now, same family on a shared plan. So let's just say they decided to go with the 10 gig plan with the company. Then each of their devices counts as a half point. And then the shared data plan counts as a point. So in this example, that's 3 points. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Now, next you want to get promoted. So you've done the first step, which is getting qualified. Your next step is getting promoted. And here's how you do that. Our entire compensation plan is based on the UN2 model. All right? So you get your 5 customer points, and then you find 2 people like yourself that also want to create passive residual income. They join your team. They get their 5 points. They get qualified, which keep in mind, they get paid to do that. You, as the sponsor, also get paid. So in this example, you've already earned $300. And by doing your UN2, by completing that UN2, you have promoted to our first position of regional director. If you do that within your first 30 days in the business, our company adds a $100 RD bonus for a total of $400 to you. And on top of that, a brand new Stream custom tablet to help you build your business. Is that awesome or what? I still cannot get over that new people that join our company and just do UN2 get $400 and a new Stream branded tablet. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. So it is going to explode our businesses across the country as we show people and help people complete their UN2. Next, you want to complete the 60-day blitz, where you take the next step and promote to managing director. So once you promote to regional director, what are you going to do next? UN2, right? UN2, and then help 2 people in your regional director organization promote to regional director. That promotes you to managing director. They all get qualified and get their 5 customer points, and when you've completed this 60-day blitz, then our company pays you $1,000 and a Stream tablet and also a gift card towards a Stream smartphone. Is that awesome?
Yeah. Great.
Awesome. Now, you saw this month, they've doubled that to $2,000. I mean, don't you think it would be a good question just to go talk to people and say, hey, could you use an extra $2,000 this month? Right? I can show you how to get an extra $2,000 in your pocket this month and just show them our Double Down promotion and help them do it. Guys, this is an awesome, awesome promotion that, again, is going to explode our businesses all across the country this month. I did a call this morning with our leaders, and we're recognizing all the leaders that have already promoted, that joined our business since January 1st, that have already promoted to managing director and completed their 60-day blitz. Wow. Guys, it's happening. And guys, I think, let me think back, I think there were 1 or maybe 2 that I recognized that were in Texas. The rest were in other states. Wow. It's happening. It's happening. So, next, you need to know your why. This is so important to your success. Now, I think your why needs to be all-encompassing. This needs to be something that drives you. It needs to be something that wakes you up in the morning. I say, if your why is not waking you up in the morning and getting you running out of bed, your why is not big enough. So here's some questions that you can ask that will help you establish your why. Number 1, who do you want to become? And I don't necessarily mean another person. I'm talking about you. Who do you want to become? That's your why. What do you want to accomplish? What are you wanting to accomplish with your business? You need to think about that. You need to get it in writing. You need to establish where you're going. Understand, this why is where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, what are the odds of you getting there?
0.
0. So you've got to establish where you're going. Number 3, who do you want to help? Critical. I believe if your why is all about you, you've missed it a little bit. Your why has to have a component of who am I going to help along the way? Who am I going to help when I get there? All right? Put it in writing. Very powerful. Now, you want to build your contact list. I've always said if you're not working from a list, you are not working. Don't kid yourself. The best place to start is in your phone. Look at all the contacts in your phone. Convert those over to your list and build it. If a name comes to your mind, put them on the list. Do not edit this list. Don't think of someone and say, well, I'm not going to put him on the list because he's a successful attorney. He's got a law practice. He owns a title company. He owns several businesses. He doesn't have time for this. He wouldn't want to do this. Oops. Where's Kirk Newsom? Somebody would have really messed up if they edited Kirk off their list. Right? So don't edit the list. Put them on the list. Let them decide whether they want to be a part of it or not. Now, next, you want to qualify your list. Also very, very important. Here's what I mean by qualify your list. This is in your Freedom Plan, by the way, guys. How many of you have seen our new Freedom Plan? It's awesome, guys. The top money earners in the company wrote this Freedom Plan. This is not a corporate produced product. This is produced by the top money earners in the company. And as you go through this list, where do you think we got this contact list from? Right in here. So you can actually have your new associates fill out their contact list and qualify their list right in the Freedom Plan. Now, what I mean by qualify, everyone on your list that has credibility and influence, put a check mark next to their name. A person of credibility and influence can pick up the phone and call someone and say, hey, I've got a great financial opportunity I need you to look at. Let's get together for a cup of coffee. And that person is going to look just because that person called them, right?
Yep.
That's what credibility and influence does. So if you know they're a person like that, put a check mark next to their name. They can build a team. Positive attitude. Did you hear Presley talk about positive attitude? Listen, don't chase negative people. If you chase after them and get them in your business, you will regret it. We don't need just anybody here, guys. We are looking for success-minded, positive people that want to make a difference in the world, that want to make a difference in other people's lives. Negative people attract negativity. They're like a cancer. And if you hang around them, it gets on you too. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, you bet.
Have you ever noticed you get in a group of negative people and everybody's like, rah, 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 and next thing you know, you're doing the same thing. Don't do that. Avoid negative people. Find those successful, positive people that when you're around them, they're talking about where they're going. They're talking about how great life is. They're talking about how blessed they are. Get around the right people and it will change your life. Number 3, financially motivated. Entrepreneurial. They're business-minded. They like to make money. If you know they're like that, put a check mark next to their name. And last but not least, if you know they have $375, that's important, right? I mean, it's a waste of time to drive an hour to meet with someone and show them the plan only to hear them say, man, this is great, but I don't have $375. I'm 40 years old, but I don't have $375. What?
Yep.
What you've been doing is not working. Right? If after 40 years, it's not working. So just be wise about it. Here's what targeting, what qualifying your list does. It allows you to target the right people right out of the gate. Now, I'm not saying that the person that doesn't have $375 that I'm not going to show them the business. Hear me. I'm not saying that. Because a person that doesn't have the money, if they like what they see, what will they do?
They'll get it.
They'll get it. Okay? So understand what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about right out of the gate. I don't want my new person to waste time in the beginning with the wrong people. So by helping them qualify their list, they target the right people right out of the gate, and I get my new associate off to a great start. Do you know how important that is? It's critical. And so you as the sponsor have to guard this time. You have to help them go through this process so that they're talking to the right people right out of the gate. Next, the invitation. This is so important. Presley and I used to talk, and I'm going to steal this one from him, but we used to talk in the beginning of our business, and Presley would say, he would call me up and he'd go, does your phone feel like it weighs 500 pounds? I go, yeah. I mean, we didn't like making phone calls. There were times that, you go to pick up the phone and make those calls, and it was so heavy you didn't want to make the calls. Listen, in this business, especially in the beginning of your business, you've got to make those calls.
Yes.
You got to pick up the phone. You got to go through the numbers. You got to start calling the people on your list that are qualified. Now, here's what I suggest. The people that you start with are the ones that have 4 check marks next to their name. Those people you call immediately and get them in front of the information. You've got to get good at getting people to look. That's all you've got to do. All right? Now understand, the goal here is to set an appointment. It is not to tell them about the business over the phone or try and explain our wireless plans over the phone. It's to set an appointment. Less than a minute. Do you see here? If it's less than a minute, you can't be talking too much. Right? Set an appointment. We need to get together. You know, some of my good buddies, I didn't have to sell them on an appointment. Right. I didn't have to sell them. I called them up and said, hey, put a pot of coffee on. I'm coming over. I got to show you something. Right. Boom. Right. That was it. I didn't have to tell them what I was coming to show them. I didn't have to ask them. I told them, I'm coming over. Yeah. That's what you do with your warm market. All right? So this is how you get started. Avoid the valley of death. What does that mean? Don't get into answering questions. It's not the time for that. All right? I say, just put a pot of coffee on. I'm coming over. Right? Don't get into, and what is this about? What, don't worry about that. Here's what I say. If they start asking questions, now I'm talking about my warm market that has known me for a long time. I say, Ajax, in the last 20 years, have I earned 20 minutes of your time?
At least.
Thank you. What's a good time for me to come over?
How about
See,
1 o'clock?
This is my warm market. I'm putting it on Ajax. Have I earned 20 minutes of your time? And guys, I'm going to tell you something. Every time they said yes. I say, okay, great. What time can I come over? So I'm setting the appointment. I'm getting in front of the people. Now, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Okay? Enthusiasm draws people to you. How many of you know my sister? Susan Fisher, PD, Susan Fisher, top money earner. To me, she is, if you look in the dictionary under enthusiasm, there is a picture of her. Right? She is the epitome of enthusiasm. And because of that, she just bubbles over with life. She loves life. She's happy. And it draws people to her. If you don't have enthusiasm, it repels people from you. Why should someone be excited if you're not? Now, here's the key. Enthusiasm is not something that you manufacture. Enthusiasm actually comes from within. And it comes from belief. And so you've got to do what you have to do to raise your belief level to where enthusiasm is the natural byproduct of that. And when you do that, when you have that natural enthusiasm, people can see it in your eyes, they can hear it in your voice, they can tell in your posture, and it draws them to you. Very important. It gives you posture, all right? And it creates a sense of urgency in others. You've got to have this sense of urgency. Guys, where we are right now, do you understand this will never happen again? Where we are right now will never happen again. And you're either going to take advantage of it or you're not. But Presley nailed it. If you're not doing something every day, if it's not waking you up in the morning and you getting started and making something happen every day, listen, here's how life works. 6 months will go by and you will have done nothing. Time goes by. You ever notice that? It goes by just like that. And if you're not focused and working on goals and working on a daily basis, then life just goes by and you don't get anything done. I don't want to skip this part. Master the invitation, you master the business. Is that clear enough?
Yeah.
You master this part of the business, then you master the business. That's how important the invitation is. So here's some things that you can say. What are you doing for lunch? Let's get together. I got to show you something. Hey, when can we get together for a cup of coffee? I got something I got to run by you. I use that all the time. It's simple. It's not threatening. Hey, we haven't talked to each other in a while. Let's go grab a cup of coffee. I got to show you something. Right? Real quick. How would you like to get paid on thousands of energy or mobile bills every month? I've partnered up with a company that's done $7 billion in revenue. They're 100% debt-free, and they pay residual income on mobile bills. When people pay their cell bill, we get paid. Would you like to see that? Okay, yeah. Short and sweet. Here's some presentations. Once you've set the appointment, how do you show the plan? Here's some ways that you can do it in person. Stream socials, which are our home meetings. Great way. It's a warm atmosphere to introduce someone to the business. a lot less people than they're here today. All right, these are great too, but understand the home meeting setting, the Stream Socials, are a warm atmosphere, a smaller group, okay, where you can be more personal and answer questions and stuff. You have one-on-ones, two-on-ones, corporate events like this, great ways. Online, webinars. Guys, there's webinars almost every night of the week. I do webinars every Sunday that you can plug into streamwebinar.info to register every Sunday night. Chris LaFave does corporate webinars every Monday and Wednesday night that you can plug into. Donnie Anderson's here. He does webinars on Wednesday and Friday nights. I mean, there's webinars all the time that you can plug people into and build your business online. And then, of course, you can text or email them the new videos. How many of you like that new business presentation?
Wow!
Awesome. Whoa! Awesome. So you can send someone that video, but here's the key to that. When you send them the video, set an appointment to call them on the phone after they watch the video. And then ask them if it's okay. I'm going to have one of my leaders on the phone with me. Use third-party credibility to help close the deal with that prospect. And here's the key to that. Try and match up your prospect with someone that they will relate to. Very important. So I look at my prospect and I try and figure out who's going to be the best person to get on the phone with this guy that they're going to relate and be able to talk to. And I try and match that person up with my prospect. All right? Now, here's the exposure pipeline, and here's what I mean by this. There's different exposures to the business. If you send someone a video and they like what they see and you've got them on the phone with your third-party credibility person and they're very interested, then you can take that person to the next level and say, you know what? Hey, on Tuesday night, we've got a home meeting in your area. Can I plug you into that? It's at 7 o'clock and you'll get to meet some of the leaders in our company. Or, you know, on Saturday morning, we've got a huge event inside of our corporate offices at 10 a.m. There's 250 people there. You're going to start to see the culture of the company, and you get to see our corporate offices. See how that works? So you can escalate them through the exposure process and show them different ways of doing the business. All right? Very important. Now, after the presentation, what are some things that you say to your prospect? What do you like most about what you saw? Isn't that a much better question than, hey, did you see anything you didn't like? Right? No. Tell me, what did you like most about what you saw today? Can you see how this would work for you? Without changing anything in your life, could you see how you could add this to your daily life and start creating passive residual income? And lastly, are you ready to get started? Yes. Ask for the sale. Right. So many people don't do this, and they send them home and say, okay, well, hey, just call me next week and let me know what, if you got any questions or anything, here's my number, you can call me anytime. They're here. Ask them, are you ready to get started? Here's a better question. Hey, let's get you signed up. What address would you like your checks to come to? See? I'm telling, come on, let's go. Let's get you going. Ask for the sale. So, I hope that helps you this morning, learning what you need to do to get off to a successful start, and also to help your new associates get off to a successful start.